Hey everyone, this is Furious Jodo. Just wanted to introduce what these videos are. It'll probably be about 4 or 5 videos. This is actually a lesson that I did with Ryan Rushia. He is a Diamond Protoss player from My Revenge is his team. And he's been offering lessons on Team Liquid. I think what's his current thing? Here's the site, and I've actually got the URL for it in the bottom of the video, and I'll do it in the description on YouTube as well. Very helpful lessons, very good player, and just wanted to kind of give an example of a lesson from him. And if you have any questions, please do contact Ryan Rushia, or you can message me if you want, and I can message him for you. Really, Team Liquid would probably be the best. It's just Ryan, Ryan Rushia, and I think that is just his real name. So without anything else, here is an hour of lessons that I did with Ryan. Very helpful, and hope you guys like it. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a while.
Every other day you're like, oh, by the way.
Well, I'm always at work.
Yeah. No, me too. So, and we have like because you're West Coast, right?
Yeah, and my work schedule just sucks.
Right.
Some other stuff down to make sure my CPU's not blowing up.
Alright. So, what do you want to do for this lesson? Like, what's your focus? What's your weakness? What do you think?
My biggest weakness is really consistency. Like, I really have an issue. I always try to change what I'm doing mid-game a lot, even though I should just stick to where I am.
Alright, what is it that you're not being consistent about? Is it like unit composition? Is it remembering to expand or attack at certain times or certain matchups in particular?
Really it's just like I overreact. If I see somebody doing one thing, I go, oh, I need to do this instead, you know.
Yeah, alright, so
I do okay.
I hear ya.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm matching you up against one of my friends. He's not that good. He's decent in Diamond, but not the best. And we'll go through this, and just because I haven't actually seen you play solo at all, so we can go through this, and I'll coach you on timing. It's just gonna be standard Protoss on Protoss, so
okay,
nothing too crazy.
Sounds good. All
right, let's get this game underway. So what do you consider like strong matchups, weak matchups, stuff like that?
I really dislike PvP just because it usually turns into like forgetting each other from what I've played. And Terran, I guess, is annoying just because they have so many options, but
yeah. But Protoss vs Zerg, you're okay with?
Protoss vs Zerg, I actually think is my favorite matchup to play.
All right. So let's start with Protoss vs Protoss. For the most part, you are correct. It is it's either who can get their 4 warp gates out faster in Warp and Zealots, because that whole Korean 4-gate all-in. But it's either that or who ends up getting the most Colossus. So it's either really early game or really late game. Do you know how to do that 4-gate all-in, the Korean style?
I don't. I usually do Gateway, Cyber, and go for Stalkers.
Do you want to learn how to do that strategy or learn how to counter it? Okay, so what you're going to do, we'll start with doing it. So you're going to go to 10 of 10 before you make your pylon. So you're not going to do like a 9 pylon, okay?
Okay.
So it's just a standard 10 pylon, and then as soon as a pylon's done, you make another gateway. So it's a 10 gate. It's really early.
Okay.
That's the whole point.
And I'm just queuing up just because I'm not going to be doing anything else in that time anyway. And do I care about walling off when I'm doing this?
No. No. I mean, you can. I only really would if I like knew my opponent and thought like, oh, he might 2-gate me. But apart from that, not typically. And then so you're gonna make your gateway as soon as the pylon's done. So it's a 10-gate, like just a super fast gateway. Nothing too crazy. And
this guy.
Yep. And now make some more probes so you get to 12 food, and that's where you make your assimilator.
Okay, and should I use Chrono Boost on the probes at all, or am I saving it?
Use 1 Chrono Boost, and then you save the rest for just Warp Gate.
Okay. And then next, I want a pylon next, or
nope, assimilator now. You're actually gonna sit at 18, sit at 1 pylon pretty much until you start warping in units. Okay. So that's getting out fast. So a few more workers. And you gotta make sure you make your cyber core immediately once your gateway's done, because if it does come down to this 4 gate versus 4 gate, whoever is the first one to start their warp gate tech and has enough chrono boost saved up is gonna be the one who wins it. So good. And now you can actually just put 2 probes on gas, because you're gonna want to take them both off as soon as you hit 50 food.
Okay, it looks like you're doing a gas too.
Yeah, and that's actually perfect for your strategy.
I'm not really using gas that much.
Right. Yeah, because you're just taking both of those probes off and bringing them back to gas as soon as you hit 50.
So should I be dropping another gateway right now?
Yep.
Then?
Yep, you can drop another gateway. You're going to want to be at 18 of 18 food with just probes. So mix in a few more. So now take your probes off of gas. You don't have no need for them anymore. And warp gate immediately and chrono boost that shit. Perfect. All right, so if you look at his base right now, you'll see that his cyber core is not even up yet, so you have a huge advantage. Yeah. So make sure you keep throwing in. You want to throw in 2 more gateways, essentially now. And so you will have your 4 gates, and you gotta keep chrono boosting your warp gate. You gotta make sure that comes as fast as possible. Yeah, and with your probe, begin to make a pylon right where you are now. Then scoot down like another 15 feet or whatever the equivalent would be, and make another pylon.
In his base, or
yep, in his base, not in your base, in his base. So make one. Yep, now scoot down until keep going. Now make like another one right there. And now scoot around by his assimilator. You always want to have 2 on the outlier, so he has to go around and chase him like he's doing now. And if you make another one like by his assimilator, like directly below it, kind of near the crystals, it really helps out, because then you're able to warp into his crystal line. So if you go, or mineral, so you can go up. He knows this is coming. You don't need to hide the probe or anything.
Okay.
So keep going up. Now make one like right there, because if you look, you'll be able to warp it immediately into his line. So it's always tricky if you send like 3 of your zealots out to fight, and then a 4th one just swing off into his line.
Okay,
is perfect.
My warp gate's just finished.
Yep, 4 warp gates done. You can just warp them to whichever one you want. Typically, do what I would say and have 1 go right for his line and attack move, and then have the other 3 chase around like the stalker or go for his gateways, stuff like that. Because right now he has pretty much no defense. And you actually have about 100 gas saved. Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say to chrono boost your warp gates. That's perfect. All right, so yep, that's all you have to do. You need to make sure that you sit at 18 at your expansion, because you make sure your 4 zealots on the bottom aren't going. Yeah, there we go. Now this is where the strategy can change up slightly. You can continue doing zealots and just overrun him, but once he starts
macroing.
Yep. And if you put a few guys back on gas, it'll allow you to get a few stalkers to keep up with him. But for now, you're not entirely... Like, he doesn't have so many stalkers that you can't win with just zealots. If you probably got about like 4 or 5, I would say, sure, go for it.
Yeah, I've never actually bothered learning the 4-gate build, because I like stalkers a lot, so I usually just tech the stalkers, but if I see that they're just gating, then I build my own gateways to kind of counter.
Yeah. Alright, so now... So do you understand how that build order went? Is there any questions on how that works out? Alright, so... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think there were a few times where I had way too many minerals. I think I could do something else with them, but...
Mm-hmm. Alright, you ready?
Sure.
Alright, so now... We're gonna play again. I'm gonna do that to you. Alright? So you're not gonna... Don't go for that fast 10 gate. Go for like a standard 12 gate or 13. Whatever you would do in a standard Protoss versus Protoss.
Okay. Yeah, I usually do pylon on 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then chrono boost out my first 2 probes and build a gateway whenever I can afford it. I don't really keep track of like workers as much. I just kind of feel for it.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you on that. But so once you've scouted my position stuff, that's when I'll tell you to begin to react. So it's not like a plan in advance thing, you know, or so it's not like you're reacting in advance.
Yeah.
But pretty much the point of it, or what I'm gonna be telling you about, or like how to counter it, is pretty much getting out at least 1 or 2 zealots as soon as you see it's coming. So you want to continue with your standard build, like, but the difference is instead of chrono boosting your warp gate, you would go for chrono boosting like your zealots, or then when your core is done, you would chrono boost out stalkers.
Okay.
So it's trying to build up that early game Stalker Zealot Force. Because if you can get out like 1 or 2 Zealots while he's still like running around your base, and you're like you split them up and have him hit his pylons, he's going to be in a lot of trouble because that's going to force him to spend more money making pylons. So he's not going to. That's like 1 less Zealot that's going to be coming out at you.
Okay.
So I can actually, after this game, I can send you a replay on this map. I played a Protoss probably like 20 minutes ago, who I went for the same exact build, and he just did that early, like 2 or 3 Zealots plus a Stalker, and just completely rolled me. So
Alright.
it definitely has its weaknesses. Gotta.
So I'll just play this kind of like how I normally do, just to see how that goes.
Fair enough. In Protoss vs. Protoss, do you usually get that first Zealot while Stalker's being built, or no?
I usually don't. I usually I try to use my scout, and then depending on what they do, I change it.
And that's all. Yeah, like that's fine. Sometimes like I don't know. I've been switching between going for that really early like the early Stalker or early Zealot or not, because it would help with the harass. So it does have its whole benefits there.
Yeah, and I think I've started doing it as well. I actually don't run into as many Protoss. Like, I've really just played Terran and Zergs, oddly enough.
Yeah, there are many Zerg players.
It's weird, but Protoss like outnumbers, so I don't really get how I'm doing that. So
just poor luck.
yeah, usually what I do is I get a gate after my cyber and that second assimilator, and then I have kind of ready to produce if I need to.
Alright, so now that you scout it, you should begin going for Zealots. You can actually, it kind of works actually pretty well if you sit on almost like a 2 gate for just a little bit, just so you have enough defenses to be able to deal with what's coming in. But pretty much the way to counter this is to get out all of those early game forces, because if you can find my pylons and split your Zealots or whatever, then you're going to be in a really good position. And don't be afraid to pull probes sometimes, just because, like right now, if there's so many, like I have numerous pylons spread out here, but you are doing right in keeping chrono boosting Zealots. But
yeah, I kind of have. I mean, it's all you can really do. That's kind of why I hate the matchup, because it's like you're just forced to do this. Oh, I didn't realize I had another one going.
Alright, so right now you're probably gonna want to fight with your workers too. Can't.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even. Our colors are really similar.
Yeah, that's I despise, like I hate that about Protoss vs. Protoss. It's so hard to tell each other's colors apart.
Actually, like, yeah, I'm having a really hard time finding out, because I didn't even realize you were in there yet, because our colors just look so similar.
What do you play on, like detail wise?
What do you mean? Oh, high.
Because I don't know if you've ever tried it or not, but if you go down to low, it takes away all of the shininess factor, so you can really tell the difference. I mean, I play on ultra, but I just
changed it to I need to do that more actually, where you can toggle make it red and green.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but good game.
Good game. All right, so let's switch. We're gonna switch positions. I'll try defending, and you can try it against me. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right. So I think you had the right idea about how to defend it, but
I spent too much on gas and such. Like I had both gases going, and
all right. So the keys to look for, like if you see someone doing this strategy. Oh wait, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So what you want to look for if you see someone doing this is either a 10 gate, that should have a really big idea. 1 gas, because if they're going 1 gas, and it's like they're clearly going for just that warp gate, like they don't need for anything else. Or saving up chrono boost. Those are all factors that can come into play. All right, so
Yeah, because I typically, what was I even thinking to say? I usually build that second gas as soon as that cyber core comes out.
Yep. Oh, so wait. So wait? Do you know what food that is on? I'm bad at the timing.
I want to say like